welcome back to Books and Budgets. If I haven't taken the time to say this before, I do want to tell you how much I appreciate you being here. This really is something I've thought about for over a year, starting a YouTube channel and holding myself accountable, as well as sharing this budgeting obsession. It almost is, but it's also something that has changed my life in a very positive way. And it's nice not to feel alone in all of this. So I'm really glad that you're here. I'm glad you came back. All I'm doing tonight, and if I sound a little tired, it's from active teaching for the last couple of days, especially the kind of teaching where you're trying to explain something to a room full of adolescents from the back of the room where you can control the projector. It's hard on the voice, and it's also late, but I wanted to do this because it shouldn't take very long. It is time for a midweek check-in with my budget. I set it up about, 8 or 9 days ago. I am now caught up with myself, with my budgeting schedule, and my filming has caught up to that. So I wanted to take a minute. And by the way, my little shells, they're just something that I have here on the table. It's been, I'm sure well over 10 years since I've been to the beach. I do not live at the beach, but I can't wait to get back. So they're just a little reminder. All right, what I'm going to do is what I normally do. At the, I believe I've explained that the heart of the midweek check-in is my expense tracker. Of the pages that I have to have for every paycheck, the budget planner and tracker, my bank account tracker, my expense tracker, and there's a second expense tracker in case I need it, where I total my things. These are my 4 pages, but this one is crucial. And I'd like to say it isn't. I'd like to say that I can do it. It's not absolutely necessary, but when I neglect this expense tracker, everything goes bad. Everything just doesn't work out. I'm also not going to subject you to filling it all out. So I did this ahead of time. This begins with my paycheck on the 15th. And my immediate transfer to savings for insurance of $150 and union dues for $31.25. Also on that day, I bought groceries for $105.56. 4 days later, I went through the drive-through on my way to get my hair done. I have my hair cut and colored every 5 weeks or so. It costs $114. Excuse me, I just had a little visitor wander through. I'll talk about plants in a minute, but it costs $114, but I had $5 that I really needed to, that I'd gotten in cash that I needed to go into my savings account. So I just kind of counted it for this, and then I will transfer the $5 to savings. I stopped at Brahms on my way to my hair appointment and got 2 chocolate shakes. I believe I mentioned before that my hair stylist is a friend that I've known now for nearly 30 years. And she recently shared that a little dog that she had passed away. And I know what that feels like. My dog passed away in December. He was 14. He'd been with me all his life. So I figured we two who understood we needed a little pick-me-up while she was doing my hair. So I took her a chocolate shake and had one myself. Transferred to my son the amount that I do at the end of every month for our subscriptions that we share. YouTube TV, which I have to replace cable for $79.92. G's Restaurant was our eating out last Saturday. Walmart was our groceries on Monday, I believe it was. No, Tuesday of this week. So that was yesterday. I picked up groceries yesterday. And those should last me until the end of the, excuse me, do you have to bother me right now? I think it's a gnat from the plants that I just got the other day. I'll talk about the plants in a minute, but if I see him come back through, I hope that YouTube doesn't have any objection to full-on-screen carnage, because he's not going to last long. And finally, my Netflix. All right, what I do is I take these and I account for them on my plan. So the 100, let's see, well, let's start with the income. I started with a balance of $50. That's my checking buffer. My paycheck was $1,651.27. I'm going to leave this open because I know that I am going to put some sinking funds in here. I actually did my shopping out of my other checking account, and I'm thinking I may transfer a little bit more than $100. I have to look at that. I have to see what that actual amount is. But I have my paycheck accounted for right here. I have the $150 that I transfer for insurance. Let's see, the next thing I have is what I transfer to my son for the subscriptions. It's actually only $34 that I owe him, but most months I do transfer $35. It's $1. My union dues for $31.25. Let's see. This was groceries, $105.56, so I put that up here where I will keep track of them until the end of this pay period, when I will add them down here to my variable spending. And I've already added up these first two. If I don't need any more groceries before the first of the month, and I'm not planning to right now, but if I don't, it's going to be a good month. I know that's $4.84 over my budget, but I usually go much more over, so I'm happy with that. Anyway, I've got my 105.56 accounted for, 109, like I said, and I'm going to take 5 more out, so I'm going to count it as 114 for my haircut, my hair appointment. I take it out in cash because she now, like a lot of businesses, has started needing to charge for credit card charges. And it is literally, the drive-through at the bank is on my way from school to her shop. So I just stop in and get cash when she doesn't mind. All right, $7.86 for the shakes. I'm going to put that in eating out. The $79.92 is YouTube TV. So I account for that. $23.63 was G's Restaurant for dinner last Saturday. And if you don't have a favorite mom and pop local hamburger place that serves good old-fashioned hamburgers and a big pile of fries, well, you're just not living right. Because we have one, and we love that. Let's see, $99.28 was the second trip to Walmart to the grocery store, and $16.96 is Netflix. Now, this isn't everything, but it's only the 24th. So I have another, 6 days? 6 days to finish out this. But by checking in the middle of the week, this becomes much more doable. Hopefully, you see that didn't take very long. And it keeps me on track. I do remember things like I need to go in and look at how much I spent on the birthday gifts. You could say I went out of budget, but I didn't have a rock solid amount. I know how much was in my sinking funds, and this is well below it. I was just maybe keeping a little bit because my birthday comes next month, and I might buy myself a gift. This little plant that is joining us for today is one of the surprise gifts that I got from my son. My son likes to experiment with cooking certain things, including a good steak, and he likes using fresh herbs. and I got tired of buying them. So I bought him some rosemary plants, and this is a lemon thyme. It's a variegated lemon thyme, which I thought was so delicate and pretty. I just enjoy it, the look of it. I'm going to repot these that I got him and put them out on the porch so they get some nice sun and they grow up hopefully big and bushy over the summer. And we have them available for eating. I got another one that is, I think, just more of a French thyme. I'm not much of an expert on thyme, so if you know anything about it, please let me know. But the rosemary, I have grown that before, mostly inside where it gets a little sickly, so I'm going to repot those as well and put them out on the front porch where they should be really happy. But yeah, I seem to have found a little gnat that came in with them because I haven't had that problem yet. One last thing before I go. This is Books and Budget, and so I do want to talk about what I am reading now. This is the book that my book club, one of my book clubs, has chosen for this month. Listen for the Lie. It was my responsibility to, what is this? It's Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom over here with the critters. Excuse me. It was my responsibility last month to bring suggestions to the group. We always have a random wheel that goes around and someone gets picked, and you bring 3, no more than 4 suggestions to the group. We have a secret ballot. Everybody chooses, and this was the one that was chosen. And I haven't read it yet, but at least 2 people in my group have already. They said they didn't expect to enjoy it, and then it grabbed them and they couldn't put it down. So I'm hoping to start this tonight. I started the first paragraph or 2, and it was really good. But let me read you a little bit of the blurb. What if you thought you murdered your best friend? And if everyone else thought so too? And what if the truth doesn't matter? Lucy and Savvy were the golden girls of their small Texas town. Pretty, smart, and enviable. Lucy married a dream guy with a big ring and an even bigger new home. Savvy was the social butterfly, loved by all, and if you believe the rumors, especially popular with the men in town. But after Lucy is found wandering the streets, covered in her best friend Savvy's blood, everyone thinks she is a murderer. It's been years since that horrible night, a night Lucy can't remember anything about, and she has since moved to LA and started a new life. But now the phenomenally huge hit true crime podcast, Listen for the Lie, and its 2 good-looking hosts, Ben Owens, have decided to investigate Savvy's murder for the show's 2nd season. Lucy is forced to return to the place she vowed never to set foot in again to solve her friend's murder, even if she is the one who did it. The truth is out there if we just listened. I love the idea of the podcast tie-in and a good kind of I got that southern town feeling. If you can't tell, I don't always strengthen my accent when I'm on camera or on a microphone, but I am from the South. And so my y'alls will slip through every now and then. And I love a book that really uses the region as part of the story. So I'm kind of hoping that this small southern town, or at least the culture of this southern girl, will kind of come through. And it has a lot of recommendations from Stephen King and Alice Feeney and Leanne Moriarty and others. I can't even pronounce his name, so I won't even try. But it's Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. So I would love it if you would share with me something that you're reading. I mean, it will come around again that it will be time for me to recommend to either this book club or my other book club. We do all our recommendations for that book club in August. We have a cookout and we set all of our reading for the next year. So I'm always in the market for a new good book. This book club stays with a lot of newer things. The other book club will read a classic or 2 every now and then, read some nonfiction. So I will bring some of those in as well. And I have some books that I want to read from my classroom too. So I will occasionally bring in young adult, and middle grade. Anyway, that is all I have. I really need to go to bed. It's been a long day. Progress reports were due. And we've got testing coming next week. So please hit the like button if you've stayed with me this long. I really, really appreciate you. Leave me a comment. I've had a few comments so far, and it's so nice getting to know everybody. And feel free to subscribe to my channel and see what we're about. All right? So until then, enjoy your reading, stay on budget, and have a good evening. Good night.